I think you got to pull the motor. I don't think we don't want to put any more time in this car.
Oh, another fire. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the new Goon Squad garage, and today we're going to continue working on our Porsche 911 Turbo right here with, of course, the GT2RS conversion. And as you guys seen in the previous video, we had a little issue with the parts, but you know what? We're not going to let that slow us down. We're going to go ahead and fix the rest of the parts. We basically fixed the front and the rear bumper wherever it needed, and now all we got left is really just the fenders, which that's going to take a good bit of time, probably all day. But you know what? We really we really don't have no other option. That's our fastest, best option to get this sucker finished up as soon as possible. So I say we go ahead and just go that route and not waste any time ordering new parts. What do you think? No, sir.
I mean, we already been waiting on this build for a long time. No need for waiting for more parts. Let's just get that stuff knocked out, get it primed in, and try to get this thing painted.
I know. You know what? I was actually, like, I had a dream about this. So what if we actually, instead of having this as a street car, we lifted it up and had it as an off-road GT2RS. You know how Porsche's coming out with that off-road car?
Dude.
That was just a dream, but then I talked to you about it this morning. You were like, no, we need to keep this sucker on the concrete.
Those cars just make me mad. The really? Lamborghini off-road car and the Porsche off-road car, what is it, just 3 inches off the ground? What are you gonna off-road on a dirt road?
It's just for like dirt trails and like gravel roads.
It's not, you can't off-road on that thing,
but
dude.
It would be insane to test one of those out. But anyways, we're gonna continue with the street car GT2RS. It's gonna be absolutely insane. So I say we go ahead, probably bring out the fender, start sanding them suckers down, get them primed in, and get the rest of this car ready for some paint.
Dude, it's some dusty fenders, man.
Super dusty, but you know what? They are moving right along. We had to apply some body filler in a few sections. This is the one that we dropped right here, so we really had to focus on the whole entire thing, and also like this edge right here, which was pretty crazy damaged.
But we got it, dude. We got it 100%. Everything looks super good.
Yep.
We even fixed this spot right here. This was like a really big bump right here. I don't know. I guess that's when they molded these fenders together, so we had to really take that down, apply some body filler, got it as best as possible. I think it's really smooth. But other than that, we basically had to sand these fenders with a 180. That's technically like what you use on body filler, but these things had that really thick primer on there, and we want to throw that really nice, smooth 2K primer that we want. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But other than that, dude, they're pretty much complete.
Yeah, there's some pinholes here and there I guess we're going to take care of as we take care of this door right here. And look at this primer, dude. I have never seen red primer. Is that just something you can get?
I think you can actually get different colored primers depending on what color your car is. That way it helps you paint whenever you're painting. You know, see, this door was red previously. See that nice high gloss red?
It helps save on paint later on.
So if you're just swapping out a door on a car and you want to, and it's been fixed, use red primer. It'll be easier to blend and everything. But for our case, we're painting the whole car. Not necessary, but we do have to fix this little ding right here. I guess that's from the shipping company that kind of dropped it, but no big deal. We tap that sucker out, just spray a little bit of primer here, and I'm thinking once we get the whole entire car probably in the paint booth, we may end up using a sealer, like a one color sealer. That way everything blends properly. Probably use like a light blue sealer, you know what I mean?
Yep, that's gonna look super good, and that's very smart because then the blending process, everything, because we have different panels, like these
different
are
colors,
dark red, grays,
black, blue. I mean, we want to have everything one color. That way, whenever we're painting, even though we got some really great paint, we want to go ahead and have that blend perfect.
Exactly. It's better to use less paint and have a bunch left over than not have enough paint. Then you're pretty much just done.
You're done, man. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and knock this out right quick, sand it, and hopefully get ready for some primer.
Alrighty guys, so check this out. We are moving right along with these fenders and a few other body parts, but as you guys can tell, we knocked out all the body work, and of course we threw some primer and some black paint just to give it a guide coat. That way we don't sand too much. But of course we are noticing a few more little things here and there. I think we noticed a bunch of pinholes, which that's gonna be super easy to take care of, but we gotta take care of that because we want these suckers to be flawless. We already got these suckers looking original, dude. Look at
nice
that.
and sharp right there, and that's exactly why we wanted to throw this 2K primer right here, because it's gonna be smooth and the paint's gonna stick good.
Exactly, and this is taking a long time. If you take a peek outside, the street lights are on, and we even had a lunch. We had to toss some wings into our stomach, dude.
With that barbecue sauce, man. That
dude,
dang barbecue, dude.
That was fire right there. You got to get you some. But anyways, got that knocked out right there, and also this door right here, a little damage repaired right there. The rear bumper with a couple pinholes, through some extra primer, and the next thing that we're going to focus on is not body work, surprisingly.
Dude.
What we're going to do is actually do a little bit more welding, I think in the taillight area and also in the wheel welds. We missed a couple welds, and once that's knocked out, then we can sand the whole entire shell of the car, dude.
Dude, of course. And also, you got to think about it, dude. A lot of carbon parts on this car, so we're not going to be painting but like half the car, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, we got the carbon roof, the carbon hood, and a bunch of the wing is actually, or the bunch of the rear trunk lid is carbon, which is awesome. We just got to paint like the surrounding, the perimeter, and not the top. That's awesome right there. So I say we go ahead, bring that car over there, bring in the welder, weld some stuff up, and then we're going to move on to the next thing. Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day here, and I just want to ask you, how many times do you think this sucker has been on fire, dude?
Dude, several times. Probably like 10, 20 times, dude.
Oh my goodness, especially when we were like trying to fire this sucker up, a bunch of oil got like in the turbos because this sucker was rolled over on its top, caused a fire, then caused a fire welding, caused a fire.
Dude, every time we weld, this sucker catches on fire, dude.
I think there's like some sort of stuff that they put behind there or something.
Yeah, a bunch of sound deadening in this engine bay area, because I mean, look at this car, man. It's a tiny car, and there's a 6-cylinder engine right here in this little area, which is crazy. So, you know what? They probably sound deadened probably with this kind of stuff right here, and this stuff is super flammable, dude.
Easily, man. I'm telling you. But luckily, you know, I had the water hose ready to go. We got fire extinguishers all around the shop, and we managed to keep this sucker at a very minimal flame.
Dude, just barely. But you know what? We came in here and we knocked out the rest of the welding over there last night, which was just a little bit, just a few over there. And then we started doing a little bit of body work. That way we can get these like trunk area nice and smooth where we welded all that up, and that's pretty much it, dude.
Yeah, so these areas right here are going to be visible when you open up that trunk, so we really want to just go ahead and take care of that. Super simple. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be kind of smooth, but we're making it perfect.
Yeah, we're making it perfect. We're making it OEM, but this is ready for some primer right there. And once we get this sucker primed in, I guess that's going to be the last bit of our priming. Then we can go ahead and start sanding basically the whole car.
So there you have it, guys. We have finally made it a long ways on this Porsche 911 Turbo project, and of course, we are not done wet sanding. So the main thing that we took care of was, of course, the rest of the priming in the back section over there. We did a little bit of filling with that. What did you use? Some seam sealer or something in that area?
Some seam sealer, and also we did a little bit of body work around that area. That way it's nice and smooth, and it's all primed in, dude. It's all primed in, and then we went to straight up just wet sanding this whole entire side. We started with the quarter panel, this whole side, the door, the fender, and that was a good stopping point. And we are taking our time with this stuff, making sure that we're not missing anything and just kind of going over everything, because this is a Porsche 911 GT2RS basically right here. So we want it to actually just be showroom quality. We want it to be perfect. We don't want to cut any corners. You know, there's some projects that we might have like kind of sped through. We don't want to do that with this one right here. You know what I mean? We want to take our time. I mean, this one's going to look super good, especially in that Miami blue. So we're just making sure all the primer is nice and smooth. Everything's fitting up nice. The fitment on that fender is looking really good.
Yes, sir.
I'm happy with the fitment on the fenders for sure, dude.
But of course, it took with a lot of time to get it like this. Of course, we didn't have to mess with any of the fitment. We just had to mess with some of the cracking and some of the pinholes and a few other imperfections here and there with the primer. Got that looking really good. The fitment's amazing. Over here, got that quarter panel completely sanded, primed in right there. All we really got left to wet sand is this quarter panel, this door, that fender right there, the front and the rear bumper, and then I think we can go to the paint booth, dude.
Yes, sir,
I think in the next video, we'll probably have the whole entire car wet sanded, and maybe in the paint booth. Who knows, dude?
Fingers crossed. I mean, hopefully just the shell of the car. No, we won't be able to paint everything because that's going to be kind of a two-step process because we got to paint a lot of front and backs of stuff. So if we can get the shell painted, maybe a couple bumpers, dude, it'll be awesome.
Hey, even if we have to paint in certain like panels, maybe just take like the front and the rear bumper and the doors to the paint booth, we can do that because we don't have a metallic paint job. It's a solid blue color. And of course, we already know we're going to do some sealer, so we'll use the same exact sealer for all the body panels, and we can honestly paint this car however we want, and it'll match up perfect.
Yeah, 100%. You can paint panels another day. It's not like a super metallic paint job where you got to blend on.
Dude, but this thing is going to look super sick, dude. I cannot just imagine, dude, just a GT2RS sitting right here. Not a real GT2RS, a Porsche 911 Turbo with a GT2RS conversion kit, which is going to be very unique. You know, of course, it's going to be super lightweight. We're adding a bunch of carbon fiber parts, so it's going to be epic, man.
Dude, it needs to be lightweight because this thing has all-wheel drive, unlike the GT2RS. Or is the GT2RS?
No, GT2RS is not, and the GT3RS is not. The Porsche 911 Turbo, I think, is the only one that's all-wheel drive, which makes it pretty unique. You know what I mean?
All-wheel drive with rear-wheel steer, dude. This thing can take some corners, man.
That rear tire can, or the rear wheels can turn a little bit, but dude, it'd be super just crazy to have this sucker on the track and compete with the actual GT2RS when this sucker is finished. And maybe if we turn it up to like 1,000 horsepower, dude,
we gotta at least tune this sucker.
We have to either that or get bigger turbos, but that's something that we can do a little bit later. This thing would be insane, dude, like completely turned up to like maybe even 1,200 horsepower. Is that too much?
That's too. I think you got to pull the motor. I don't think we don't want to put any more time in this car. No. We just need to get it done and just enjoy it.
And move on to some other builds, some other projects. We got some insane stuff coming here really soon, but you guys are gonna have to stay tuned. Definitely be sure to drop all your comments and thoughts down below. And also, I do want to mention, as for the parts, we're just gonna continue with these parts right here. We haven't resolved anything just yet, but we're working some things out. Maybe we'll figure something out. You know, we just made it too far. We can't beat around the bush anymore. We
gotta get it done, man.
Gotta get it done. But thank you guys so much for all the love and support. We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.